Now, cars made out of plastic, with a wheel missing, they're in danger of disappearing off our roads. But why should we care? Well, these so-called plastic pigs are a true piece of East Anglian heritage.
And when I grow,
here we come, walking down the street. We're just trying to be friendly.
This is going like a rocket.
You enjoying it?
your love will live.
Trying to find a tyre to kick. Oh, here it is.
It's a Jubilee version.
Yeah?
Elvis Payne is a three-wheeler conservationist.
So, Elvis, what is a plastic pig?
I think it's any three-wheeler made out of plastic, to be honest. You know, sort of, Reliant Robin's a famous example of that. And I think mainly because it's called that because it's a pig to work on as well. The actual engine's really stuck, you know, behind compartments and stuff, so it's just really hard to work on. So I was a motorcyclist. I went to university and my bike was stolen. And so Mum said buy a three-wheeler, and I sort of laughed a bit really, to be honest. But it's ideal because at university, got my suitcases in there, all my books, everything in there.
One home-reared plastic pig we all recognised was the Greaves Invacar. Designed in the 50s, it was made in Essex for people with mobility problems. The government got interested and they became standard issue into the late 70s, despite some powerful opposition.
Today's tests looked pretty tough, but they did not include crashing, and they did not appear to impress the former world champion racing driver, Graham Hill.
It's difficult to drive, but it's unstable because it has just one wheel at the front and instead of two. It hasn't got a wheel at each corner, so it's probably the most unstable configuration of wheels that you could have.
"30 years later, they're still on the road. In fact, Gordon Carter from Cambridge still drives one.
My Invacar has been with me for 28 years. We've been nearly 100,000 miles. You name it, I've done it in that car. As long as it gets me from A to B, that's all that matters. They do tend to leak. They're not very warm in the winter, and they're a bit temperamental starting up. The throttle cables tend to break quite a lot. Apart from that, they're okay.
Of course, the most famous three-wheeler is the Reliant Robin. It's got a huge following because you can drive one on just a motorbike licence. This garage in Northamptonshire is a mecca for those in the know.
It's a 1998, top of the range in the year it was made.
Top of the range,
yeah?
eh?
Yeah, you've got the fog lamps, you've got the rear wash wipe, radio cassette.
It's a radio cassette?
Radio cassette comes as standard on this model.
Yeah, I like the idea of no rust, actually.
Yeah, I think you will. Yeah. Fancy a test drive?
No, it's all right. No, I don't really fancy it, no.
How about I take you for a test drive?
Actually, yeah, I think I would really like to have a go out in one of these.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Do you want to drive?
Certainly do.
There
right.
you go, in you get.
Vroom.
Road tax. Oh, the road tax, what is it, £66?
It's not the roomiest car I've ever driven, though.
That's because you're such a big man.
Yeah, well, I think I could actually steer this with my legs.
The trailer goes on the back if I want to go camping. And two grown-ups, two children, you can manage it.
Whoa! Cheers, mate. Well, that's pretty nippy, though, isn't it?
They go well. We have customers that get 85, but I didn't say that.
The only thing wrong with this, if anybody else comes up with a yellow three-wheeler around here and does something wrong, I'm going to get the blame.
Come the winter, you want to be warm, you want to be dry. You may have a young family, you can't fit them on the back of a motorbike.
Yeah, I see what you mean. If you wash this, will it affect the bodywork?
No, of course it won't.
Well, why don't you ever do it then?
Well, why don't you ever do it then? Well, I told you that in the first place. You needn't put that bit on telly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like you say you love these things, but you haven't seemed to put a lot of effort into keeping it up to standard.
Yeah.
Last year, the Reliant Robin moved from its original home in Tamworth to Suffolk. Its future was looking rosy, but like so many dreams, it wasn't to be. It's no longer in production. As for the Invacar, its future is assured. It hasn't got one. See, they're government-owned, and it's been decided to take them off the road by the end of March. So that's 2 little pigs off the market.
I'd like to see it go to a museum, actually.
Well, funny enough, there's every hope that we're going to get one into a museum so that you'll be able to go and reminisce one day.
Good.
I've known Gordon probably 24, 25 years. Yeah, he's been a regular. Gordon does use his quite a lot. I don't think he'll miss it at first, but probably afterwards, and he'll probably miss my smiling face as well.
But it isn't all doom and gloom. There's a glamorous and successful side to all of this. Tony Diver has been manufacturing rare breed plastic pigs in a Norfolk workshop for 25 years. It's called the Triking. Now I think you'll find the yellow one goes just in there.
Oh, I wish I knew.
I'll leave it to me. I mean, this does look like a most complicated hobby. I mean, what's it all about?
Well, I don't know whether it's a hobby or a job.
So what is this then, a lawnmower engine?
Bloody quick lawnmower.
Now, where's that come from?
That's a Motor Gutsy bike engine, as they all are. This is, in fact, this one's about 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I can see this whole 3-wheel romantic position, but why not just put 2 on the back, 2 on the front? Why do people want to have 3-wheelers?
Yeah, no sensible reason for it at all, quite frankly.
That's the best answer I could have ever expected, yeah. There's no sense in doing it, so let's do it. I like the sound of that. Here we are in engineering. I tell you what, Tony, this is probably the smallest factory I've ever been in.
Well, it's certainly the smallest car factory in the world, I should think.
You reckon so?
Yes.
Any chance of a spin?
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, let's take this little toy for a ride. It can't be all that fast, can it?
No?
No? Yay! Now, this would leave a Reliant Robin in its dust, wouldn't it?
Well, rather.
This is the fastest plastic pig I've ever seen. No, it can't be that one.
Where's the police cars on?
Well, I don't know. We could ask. No. Try this one. Now, get in the right lane, missus. 3 wheels better than 4.
Well, in that case, have to be polite to other drivers anyway.
Of course you do. Courtesy on the roads at all times. Right, let's rock. Can now. Yay! He's on a mobile phone. That's breaking the law. At the end of the month, Gordon's car and all its friends go to the slaughterhouse. The Triking is very much alive, with buyers in France and the States. And while the Reliant Robin is no longer in production, a Suffolk businessman is looking for backers for a new breed. So do you see a future for 3-wheelers?
I think so. I think Reliant will be a cool car. I mean, people laugh now, but in years to come, they'll, wish they had one.